Hello and welcome to another 7 Minutes in Control with Rob Allen. I'm very excited to bring to you today the mad scientist Mike Marston from EasyIO. Hello Mike, welcome to the show.
Hey, great to see you, Rob.
So had a good time. Me and Mike were just out at the ASHRAE show and really enjoyed that, the AHR Expo, and you guys were out there with your big booth and getting everything squared away. How did you enjoy that?
Well, we didn't have a booth actually, and but no, that's okay. A lot of people thought we did, and it's probably worth just answering why we don't have a booth there. Well, if you want me to just talk about that now.
Yeah.
You know, we think ASHRAE is amazing. You know, it does just a fantastic job. But to be honest, you know, from where we come from, we like social media, we like word of mouth, and as you know, and as often has been talked about on Control Trends, we travel a lot. So we actually spend more money going to see our customers than we do in what we would spend at ASHRAE. But it works, you know, it just works. Maybe one day we'll be at ASHRAE, but for now we always make sure we're in town and we always attend the CTA Awards and we always network with our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, talking about the CTA Awards, that's the Control Trends Awards, if you don't know that, but if you're in this industry and you don't know what Control Trends is, you're really missing out. But you guys, once again, really had a big showing at the Control Trends Awards. So I think you won the, was it Plant Controller of the Year?
That was one of the awards, yes. That's the third year in a row, actually, for that one.
Awesome. That was the FG32, right?
Yes.
The Beast.
The Beast, not the Plus, just the Beast.
Just the Beast. That's awesome. And then I think you had, was it Tommy won one of the Young Gun Awards?
Yeah, a young gun from Norway. Good old Tommy. He's doing a fine job.
Very cool, yeah.
Not just Norway, he's handling Scandinavia for us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that just sounds cold.
It is. I can assure you it is.
No other way about it.
He did tell me, he said, we're going to have a big party and everybody's welcome out there, right? He has this place called the Boat House. And if you put a net out the night before, you get lobsters about this size in the morning.
Wow.
So maybe we should have the EasyIO conference there every year. I don't know. But it's Paris this year, by the way. We might talk about that.
Eric, I need to go to the EasyIO conference if you're listening.
Oh, you do, right?
Yeah, me.
I think
of course.
I think Michael needs to come as well.
Absolutely. We're a team, you know, so we got each other's back.
We're a package, you bet.
Yeah. So you won so the Young Gun Award, you won the Plant Controller of the Year, and then Executive of the Year.
For the small business, yes, Gordon Chan, yes.
And that was great. He actually went up on stage and put Eric's hat on, and they had a good little chuckle out of that. So that was pretty neat and fun. And then Lim won Best Technical Support Person of the Year for small business as well.
Yes.
And Lim is awesome.
He is. I mean, he is the brains, but no one could believe that he won the support award.
Why's that?
Because I think he stole the award from SK Fu. Sorry, Lim. Sorry if you're watching. Nothing personal, but you are the brains, I know. What we need to have is a CTO award, and I think you might win that.
There you go. Awesome. Well, speaking of Lim, what you guys are here live, obviously in Atlanta,
yeah.
And so you're doing some EasyIO training for us the last couple of days. How'd that go?
Well, yeah, it's been fantastic. But what I should explain is actually we don't do the training. And we do in some cases, but what we've got is a train the trainer program, and Stromquest have been very proactive, as have a lot of the other distributors. We have 23 distributors in the US. Not all are doing training, but quite a few are now. And so Michael has done the training here. He does the tech support, also does the training, and he's just done a fantastic job, really top notch. And then Lim has just filled in with some of the new features, and also we like to meet our customers. I attend many training sessions, and I always did, even when I worked for Tritium years ago. In Asia, I used to attend all the training sessions because that's where you really get to know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys have always done a great job, and we look forward to it. And I think we've done 4, maybe 5 training sessions for EasyIO this year, so it's always pretty popular.
Well, now we have a certification program as well, and so everyone who attends gets a certificate. They get to take home a controller, which we call BMS in a box. Everything's in the box. All the tools, everything they're ever going to need is there.
Perfect.
They get the certificates like 2 or 3 weeks later, if they pass, that is. Pass rate's about 70 to 80%. It's only a 2-day course, but it's enough. Yeah, it's been a huge success, and we're going to put much and much more efforts into training.
Very cool. So now, one of the questions that I get often, and I know how I always try and answer it, but it'd be neat to see how you answer it. But people are often wanting to know how does EasyIO fit in the marketplace, specifically probably the FG32.
Right.
What do you see the best application for that controller?
Okay. Well, in this day and age, and especially in the US, and it's happening worldwide, is people don't buy all one brand anymore. They buy the best of breed. And we've been blessed the fact we have BACnet. As a protocol, it's hugely successful. ASHRAE is a non-profit making organization. They've done a great job. It doesn't fit everything, but it certainly fits the buildings that we see every day in our working life. So the FG can go in big buildings. We're seeing people take more advantage of Ethernets. Sometimes, like in a shell and core situation, let's say you've got an air handling unit at both ends of the building, putting an FG on each one, because the cost of it makes it cost effective to do that. Then you could, when you do the fit out, you could use anybody's BACnet MSTP controllers and just hook them up. We have a BACnet client, we have a BACnet server, we have a discovery tool, and a lot of people might not realize that, but that's what we have. But primarily, we always talk about the race to the small space, or Eric certainly does, and Ken does on CTA, on the weekly podcast. And that is the market that's growing. This industry is growing. It's not getting smaller. I'm very positive. I believe that the ideal place is in the small buildings, but we do build big buildings. But what's happening now is people are talking about analytics. You're seeing that it definitely is the way to go.
Right.
And pretty much SkyFoundry kicked that off. And now you've got the Data Eye, with Tritium, and you've got some other companies doing it, and we're really excited about that. But we don't play in that game. That's not really our place. So some people often refer to an FG as an edge device. And certainly Cisco refer to it as that. We've done quite a bit of work with Cisco in India. And they actually call it an edge device.
Oh, wow.
Because it is, in a way, if you start looking at going directly from edge to enterprise, or from small building to enterprise, and then do your analytics at the enterprise, in a way you could call it an edge device.
Right.
Even though it does a lot more than that.
Right, yeah.
So we see that being rolled out now in ADR type projects in California, where the ADR instruction is going to come from the power utility or the retailer saying, hey, put the set point back, switch this off, and later they'll even want real-time pricing, but that's another issue.
Yeah, that's really neat. So with the success of the Beast and the FG32, you're probably going to end right there, right? Nothing new?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's time to retire then, isn't it?
Well, I get it.
No, I think I've always made it pretty open what our business plan is, and it's not to sell the company, that's for sure. Believe me, it's not, and customers want to hear that because they want the longevity. That is not what we're about. We actually do this for fun.
Right, absolutely.
And also for our families.
Right.
So going forward, we have the FG Plus coming out. The Plus...
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. The FG32 Plus. Go ahead.
Yeah, the FG32 Plus has got double the power, double the memory, and a similar price. It's about $50 more, something like that. But we just found we just need a little bit more power under the hood, and the more power you give, the more people are going to use it. But we're really just following what's happening in the mobile phone industry, what's happening in the IT industry, perhaps a similar thing to Moore's Law in a way with storage space. But, you can give more power and more memory for the same price these days.
That's definitely what you guys do. That's great. Well, anything else?
Anything else? Well, yes. We've got a lot more now. A lot more work's being done on the SQL database that's built into the controller. Again, ideal for the edge to the enterprise. We've got charting now. We're not trying to be analytics, nowhere, nothing like that. But what we can do is look at the same data from this week last year, compare that to this year, and maybe feed that back into a PID loop. Or look at, when you're looking at peak demand, we can set it and say, well, what was the highest value in that day or that week?
Right.
And that can be very useful, certainly down at that small box.
Sure.
BMS in a box level.
Absolutely. Well, this has been great. I really appreciate it. You know, we call this the show 7 Minutes in Control.
Just check my watch, okay.
Well, you know, so my philosophy is, since it's 7 minutes, you know, as long as we're less than 10 minutes and more than 5, you know, we're splitting.
And we're okay, right?
We're doing good, yeah. So, but I think that that about wraps it up, and it's always a pleasure to have you. I mean, we really like you. We really like EasyIO, Lim, all the guys. Obviously, everybody at Control Trends and that community likes you guys because you win a ton of awards every year. So we really appreciate you coming out. Thanks so much. Now, finally, just before I let you go, what do you think about our setup here? I mean, this is pretty fancy, isn't it?
This is amazing, and what they've done down here in Atlanta is phenomenal. I mean, I feel like I'm in a TV studio. I know we look like we're in a TV studio, but I certainly feel like I'm in one. It's tremendous, actually, and I really like those kind words. I really appreciate those kind words. And let's hope we're all going to be in Paris on the 25th of September this year. By the way, it's at the Moulin Rouge in the Champs-Élysées.
Sounds good to me.
And for the wives, it's right opposite the Louis Vuitton head office building where they sell all the handbags and stuff.
Wow, I've actually walked past that.
So, Rob, if you need a new handbag, or your wife needs one, that's the place to be.
If that's the case.
You bet.
All right, well, thanks so much,
Thanks.
Mike. We really appreciate it. And this is another 7 minutes of control, or maybe like a 10 or 11 minutes of control with Rob Allen. So thanks so much, guys. Have a good one.